Good evening and welcome back. I'm Teddy, and tonight it is D for decompress. So we're just going to slow it down for a minute. I I've been carrying the weight of the day on my shoulders, and you have, I'm sure, as well. Deadlines, drama, maybe even a little chaos that you didn't ask for. But right here, right now, none of that matters. This is your space. Let's just exhale. Yes. So kick off your shoes, pour something smooth, and let uh, saxophone melt or static or whatever out of your mind. We're not trusting, anything else. We're not rushing. We're not overthinking. We're just going to breathe in the music. Shout out to the mob, all my other bears. I call the grizzlies and the honey bears. You know what? I think I started the live and the button was turned to private. It wasn't public. So I've been on for about, you know, 5 minutes or so. I see you, Vicky. I'm not going to stay on long. It's been a long day for me, and I just wanted to come on, play some music, chill, decompress, just before I go to bed. Fair use commentary. Good evening, baby Juju. I see you out there. Are you getting your notifications now, everyone? All right. So, how has your day been? And what have I missed? I'm sure a lot. You know what? One of the things I saw, different things coming up in my feed. I didn't know that Donat's channel, I guess it's his controversy channel, had been terminated. Maybe that happened a few days ago because I saw something in my feed that um, said 3 days ago. I just hadn't heard at all. Mhm. I believe I saw something, AT2. Maybe that's what I saw. Okay. I also saw a post from Wiley tonight in another chat. Not a chat, like a community post, I believe. And he was asking for prayer for Danette. hmm And he was reflecting on his time having gone to jail, and that mentally and physically it would take its toll. Right. So again, I am not caught up on where all of that stands. Vicky says I saw that. hmm And good evening, cups of conversations. Welcome. We're only going to be on for a little bit. Yeah, it's just kind of open mic and maybe some smooth jazz to soothe your soul before, or at least for me, before I turn in for tonight, you know. Yeah, but anyway, as I was saying, I didn't realize that his channel had been terminated and that Wiley was requesting prayer or keep him in your thoughts. And I can't even imagine really what um, what might be in store. Yeah, that's the way I could say it. I don't know where he is, where he's housed right now. I think he's moved. I don't know. Again, I have not kept up with it really since I made that that first video kind of, yeah, response. My impression of various content creators, remarking on it. I'm not surprised. Yeah. Um, yeah. hmm Did you see Wiley's post? All right, cups of conversation. I don't have it here in front of me. Now I'm trying to remember whose channel. It's probably on his channel. For some reason, it seems that it was somewhere else, like a repost, but I'm sure it's in his channel. I think. Good evening, loved ones. Yeah, and that's probably why I'm mentioning it. I haven't talked about it, but it's because I saw the post that I'm talking about or mentioning. Do not right now. Mhm. Because of the post. Yeah, yeah, you know that's that's it's thoughtful. I don't know what everything that Wiley has said and how he exactly reacted to the news. I know that he created a video the first day that it happened. Um, yeah, so it it is it is most likely difficult. Right? So I have no idea what their privileges are. If you know, they, I just don't know. Mhm. I don't know at all. Yeah, I did see. Um, yeah, there was some type of update video. Haven't really looked at it. I just saw it in a post in my feed. hmm And from what I could, I mean, it would have been just a glimpse at it for less than a minute. It looked like there was some type of document that was shown, maybe an appearance. I don't know if he's representing himself or anything. I simply don't know. Yeah. Mhm. But anyway, yeah. Anything else that I've missed? I can see there's a little back and forth. I did see that more drama, and it seems like it's taken a hard, like a real hard turn. Uh, yeah, I'm talking about um, what are the initials? So Rich and um, is it WDP or something? Anyway, people that were involved in that letter. Is it drama? Cub says the drama is dramatizing. Mhm. Is it has it taken a turn? It appears like for the worse. In other words, it's yeah. Who knows where it will end up? Yeah. Hmm. Again, I don't know uh, very little about any of the new content creators and people. And yes, it is confusing. Yeah. Anyway, I'm waiting to hear from the judge. In my case, yeah, still nothing. It's been 2 months. And yeah, I have no idea why, you know, but I'm waiting. And all I know is if the judge asks me to respond, then I can at least expect a response. I just don't know when it's going to come down or how it's going to come down. Yeah. But back to your comments. The street, you mean it's fire, Vicky? Let's see. Baby Juju said, Teddy, did you see Cup's post? All right, so there's different posts. I have not looked at her channel. Maybe I should do that. And let's see what it. Let me go to YouTube. So that I can be on the very same page. Post. Yes. Mhm. Wow. Okay. Mhm. Yes. I did. I did. Mhm. And it says, Cups of Conversations post says, this is an intimidation tactic. These trolls lied, defamed, cyberbullied, stalked. And so, no, I did not see this exact post. No. These trolls lied, defamed, cyberbullied, cyberstalked, and harassed me 3 years ago for what? What are they scared of? Why start striking my channel right before I go live? Striking me back to back must mean you guys are working together, correct? Let's see. I want to go. Did you go live today? I just. Oh, so Cups has a live schedule. I have not seen that. It says it's scheduled for August the 9th at 10 p.m. And your channel, you've been struck. Mhm. That is terrible. Before you even go back live, come back live to YouTube. Let me look at the. Um, it's sad. It really is. Mhm. Let me look at the content of these posts. So, Cups of Conversation from YouTube, a copyright removal request, uh, one from Daniel Robertson, wants to give you an opportunity to resolve your copyright issue before your video is removed. So, you can get a direct strike where they remove it immediately or 7 days to remove it. Either way, that's like, all right, you can do nothing. And after 7 days, the strike will be placed on the channel. The video will be removed. And that's when you can, respond with a counter notification. Let me look at this next one. A second strike removal issued by Alex Canuculus, which is a rabbit, down the Rabbit Hole News LLC. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So both of them at the same time issuing. So behind the scenes, Black Rabbit still, they're still I mean, my impression, it's the timing for me. Coordinated strikes. I don't know. I haven't seen where these and Cups can tell us, were these strikes within on the same day, within the same hour? You know, I'll just say the same day if you want to share. I didn't even know, except for a little bit of a notice. I hadn't looked at. Oh, one really? So this didn't happen today. Uh, it's Thursday. So one was on. Let me just throw it up so I can a placeholder. One was on Sunday. One was on Sunday. Going back 3 years ago. What? That's yeah, that's very specific. That's very specific. It's the timing and the intent. So that this is my opinion. You can't even, I mean, you haven't even gone live yet. And so they want to hit you with two strikes. Let me see. Let me keep going here. And Shaky did it yesterday. These are from what videos? What is this? Yeah, Vicky Black saying this is regarding what? What are they claiming in these old videos? It's crazy, yes. Oh, all right. So Cup says, I didn't see any of them until today. Yeah, because you're not checking for them. Wow. It's Thursday. Tomorrow will be basically 5 days. So if you hadn't seen it until today, so either you remove the videos, they want you to remove. Let me see. Let me look at the post to see what the. So you just happen to go through your email because you haven't been, been on. Oh, let me see. Let me see. Let me go back to your channel. Let me actually bring this. Let's bring it over. Do you mind? Um, that way people can see when I'm. Hang on. Let me just. Fair use commentary. Let's bring it over. Give me just a second. I'll set it up so that we can see the chat and the letter as well. So just give me a second playing some music. All right, so I have it here in front of me. This is the first one from YouTube. You can see Cups of Conversations, her channel here. Three trolls lied, or these trolls, sorry, defamed, cyberbullied, cyberstalked, and harassed me 3 years ago for what? What are they scared of? Why start striking my channel right before I go live? Now it makes sense. I hadn't seen this. Striking me back to back must mean you guys are working together, correct? On the surface, I would, it's the timing for me. So this first one from YouTube says, "Hi, Cups of Conversations. Due to a copyright removal request that we receive, your video will be taken down from YouTube in 7 days. The title is Gaslighting and Race Lighting, the Willie Lynch Syndrome 310 years later." Let's see. 310 years later. That's the title, the URL, the content was found, they've cited about 15, 16 seconds of content. Removal request by Danielle Robertson. Wilson Lana, that infamous Gmail, one of her alias Gmails that she uses, 158 gmail.com. So you have an opportunity this 7 days. This next one, let's just go to the title. The Kibi leaked audio on Vaughn. Tasha K going out sad versus Curdy. Blackfishing exposed. Let me go. There we go. Content used. Mr. and Mrs. Wedding picture digital artwork created copyright 8/21/21. Post on Facebook following. There was a link. So it's about 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes. Removal request issued by Alex Canuculus down the rabbit hole news. So it's been 3 years. Why now? Why now? All this time? Then this is, again, it's just my opinion. It's been up there for 3 years. And suddenly you post that you're going to be going live. I hadn't seen that. And you receive this. It's very telling to me. So, especially like Black Rabbit. So, she was notified somehow that you are getting ready to go live. And decided to strike. In other words, these pictures, this picture has been up. So I don't know. Okay, let me just read your comments now that everyone is watching here. Let's just go to Cups for just a moment here as we're talking about you. Nope. I said what they was doing 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Just going to read your comments. Just stealing people names. See if there's anything. Just so the bunny know, the LLC means nothing. She contacted me, targeted me before the LLC. I'm going to get you, Rico. Why don't I see that on the bottom up? You know what it is? It's because I'm looking at, so I can see it on my studio screen. Let's just move this over. Okay. As a matter of fact, hang on. Let me just make it. Um, just a second. We can get rid of that. Just gonna make it all chat. Nice and large. There. Everyone can see it. And then I don't have to go back and forth. So where were we? No. Let me let that play and I will look on my screen. Okay. Now I'm looking for your next comment. Hang on. Fair use commentary. All right, you say the one shaky struck was me playing her voice when she first came on. Oh, with her voice during the John Yates situation. Yeah. Hmm. So, what she did is she went through your, she would have had. So, she has been going through, this is my impression, this is my knowledge of how she would be moving. Okay, because this is what she's done before. So she'll go through your videos when she's ready to, do this, like right now, try to find videos where she can strike you. Hmm. So she's definitely targeted you, went into your, to look for something. Yeah. So she would have had to, at least go through 2 videos. She struck you last month. Wow. Of course, she didn't mention that, or at least I didn't know. So she's been targeting you. Hmm. Yeah, that's um. Wow. It's not me, says Cups. I can't believe these dishes are still trying to silence you. They can't help but tell on themselves. Very telling. Mhm. Shaking in their boots. Now her bunny friend is assisting. In other words, she's really never been out of the picture. She's just not been in focus. She's always been part of the picture, but the lens has been like far distance. Yeah. But Black Rabbit is obviously right there. That's proof positive. She's staying on top and yes, either being notified by D for Danielle. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. The videos are telling and they don't want it out there. And when I brought you up, just so you could, describe, something about that garnishment, you see, wage garnishment. Then that ended up appearing in, you know, a document, and yeah, which is very silly. But I can't respond to it. Yeah. Rare Groove, good evening, says, scared of what Cup's going to reveal? Oh, next week. Next. Because she can, an OG in this sector. Yes. That's right. Your channel, you'll be back. You'll have your voice on your platform. And there are more than likely people who will be, waiting to hear from you just because you'll be going live again. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. It's unfortunate. It is. Unfortunate because she doesn't want people to hear that voice. And everywhere that I've had the voice posted, she struck it. And that's why station head is where we can do fair use commentary because people need to hear the truth. I'll just put it like that. Hmm. Yeah, even where I had it, on other social media, struck everywhere. And so that would mean if you have it anywhere, that I would just go through a second time and, remove it. I'm not talking about in the videos that were struck. I'm talking about if you think it's anywhere else, especially on YouTube. Either private the video until you can edit it and, you know, take that section out because she's going to strike it. Mhm. A Black Rabbit will strike my videos now. I can see that. Mhm. I don't have her videos up. Mm-mm. She has never struck me, but seeing what she's doing to you, n- I have no doubt in my mind that I don't know, but I would just have the feeling if I played her video, uh, Danielle would either strike it for her, anything. I don't even know. Wow. The truth needs to be told. The whole story. And yeah, the story can be told without the videos. Yeah. Hmm. Right. Why hide the truth? Don't get me started. Okay, let me just read these comments because it's annoying, and it's not my, I wasn't struck in this case, but I'm very, very familiar with this, and it's very annoying and frustrating. Let's see. Sharon says, Cups, does she not realize you will speak even if it's on station head? She can't silence you. But what she's doing by this, Sharon, is taking it to an audience that she's counting on it being less, in number. Yeah, right. But the truth needs to be heard. And it's a double standard because every single video that I have watched, and I have not watched a lot of her videos, but I can't think of a video where D for Danielle does not play other people's videos. And that makes up the majority of her video multiple times. So it's just so one sided. Mhm. And people who have never heard her voice don't even realize, yeah, who she really is because it's still there. She has controlled even her laughter. Mhm. Because she doesn't want people to hear the real laughter come through. My opinion. Because she struck 6 seconds of laughter. Mhm. So she does not want people to hear the laughter. That's the truth. No part, yeah, of your video. So that's what she doesn't want people to hear that. Let's see. Oh, again, I don't know, but it's not me, says, has repeated many times that she doesn't want the newbies listening to certain content creators. Yes, it's because they want to keep people manipulated under her control. And she has all but, you know, given them an ultimatum. Let's put it that way. If I catch you in, especially Unwind with Teddy, she never says the name. She just says Bundy. She won't even say the name so that the newbies know who she's referring to because I've seen, where it could be a comment in a post like, who is that? And that would be someone really new. Yeah. So it should be, I should put a post, Unwind with Teddy and Danielle Robertson, and just put it up equals this or that. So, yeah. But this conversation is it's troubling that if you are just now joining me, Cups of Conversations has been struck by both Danielle and Black Rabbit. These videos are older videos, 3 years old, 20, 21, 22. Whenever these videos were, so 4 years ago, at least 3 years old. And she has posted that she has a live schedule. Um, I showed, go to her channel and you can look it up on the post. And so is being targeted. Yeah. Why now? You have to ask. It's the timing. Why now? Because she's getting ready to go live on her YouTube. So as long as she wasn't live, was it okay? Hmm. Yeah, because no one was paying attention in their mind to go back 3 years and watch any of her videos. She couldn't say, you know, on her own live, go and watch this, go and watch that. Yeah. Why now? That's a good question. Oh, Maria says, who is Rabbit? I've never heard of this content creator. This content creator, uh, her channel is Down the Rabbit Hole News. Now, she won't even say my name. She's afraid to even say my name. I'm talking about Black Rabbit. I call her Black Rabbit because her avatar at that time was a black rabbit. Okay. And now her avatar incorporates the little black rabbit somewhere in something. I haven't looked lately, but it's somewhere there. But long and short, Danielle and Black Rabbit were bookends, bosom buddies. Okay. They still are. Okay. And they were instrumental during the takedown of Nosy Whole Lives channel, that content creator. So, and people that were around knew how both were involved. Yeah, she was right there from the start. When I'm talking about Black Rabbit was had her channel in early 2021, so February sometime, and then appeared later Danielle. And coincidentally, the woman who came onto Nosy Whole Lives platform on June the 18th of 2021, Monique Tolbert, was interviewed by Black Rabbit the very next day. A stranger. Yeah. So they bonded. I think someone was already on the platform, but it's, it's, I don't know if that helps, but yes. And then she, after the what, John Yates in 2022, Black Rabbit, uh, basically, yeah, she left the sector and now she's doing crime. And this is my own 2 cents in it. So there is a person in the crime sector. What is his name? Ickmill. Black Rabbit reached out to Ickmill. How do I know? Let me continue with the story. She started liking his videos. He is a large creator. And one day he noticed her. Okay. She kept liking. That's her strategy. Finally, he noticed her, and she was really excited that Ikamel noticed her. Mhm. And from there, he would, shout her out. Now, she would say that anyone who would say her name is clout chasing, but I'm just going to put my 2 cents in. I think she was clout chasing in that sector, is how she grew so rapidly. My opinion. And so now she's in the crime sector. But I don't know if they are, I don't know what the relationship is now, because something happened along the way, and well, but she's in that sector. Okay. And she had some not nice things to say in 2022. Yeah. Where she stuck up for her friend, Danielle, when I was, I had a series uh, of videos. I never accused Danielle on this platform ever of committing any crime, but Black Rabbit took it on herself. She said some choice things, not just about me, but about Cups and others. And, she said basically we weren't worth the bottom of her shoe and F everybody forever. Oh, by the way, she is the Mexican. Somebody was asking about, we were making comments, but now you know. And that's okay because I supported her. I used to talk to her. I have no problems with, okay. But just so you know, all right. But the fact of the matter is, when it was convenient to play the race card or talk about that, because it often came up, and Cups could, it would be more for Cups and Tales from the Cult, but more for Cups, I think. Being either, I can't speak exactly, but accused about, the racial component. Okay. And others. I've never been accused of that because they couldn't, because I didn't have anything and they can't find anything. They won't. It's impossible. Okay. But the story is very involved. But fast forward to today, the same individual just struck Cups of Conversation because it's a long standing that she's a bookend for her buddy and best friend on this platform, Danielle. So if Danielle's going to strike Cups and gives the green light go, then here it is. My opinion. Yeah. But there's some videos out there. Yeah. And I bring up the Ickamil, because of the clout chasing, because we've been accused of clout chasing. And Black Rabbit clout chased Ickamil. Mm, mm, mm. I couldn't say it if I didn't have receipts, because that's how it happened. All right. Um, so let me let me read some more of these comments. I didn't. I thought I was only going to be up for like 20 minutes. Didn't I say that? I didn't know about this. So here we are. We're talking about this. Um, and you can see So bleaching, yes. So the nickname Bleachy, Bleach, um, Danielle, D for Danielle, has a name for cups of conversation. She calls her Bleachy. She says she bleached her skin and she started calling her Bleachy. hmm Um, and she, showed pictures and doxed and it's a long story. Yeah. And yes, it's the OGs that know. Yeah. And the newbies just don't know. All they know is, what they see because a lot of those videos are deleted. They've been privated, deleted from Danielle's account or put on members only, and the same for Black Rabbit. You know, yeah. No evidence. It's like scrub, scrub, scrub. Yeah. Yeah, she reinvented herself. She did. And then somehow, something came out about, well, let's just move on because I know people are recording. Mhm. Yeah. I see Angie. Question after this subject. I woke up this morning and YouTube stated that I can't send super chats because I didn't follow guidelines. I don't know. Um, yeah. Cub says facts steady. They hide their dirt and struck and took channels to cover up the scandal. It was a big scandal. And it was doxing daily. And fear was struck in the hearts of both men and women in the black tea sector. And thus Daniel became God in the eyes of some and anointed. Yeah. And those of us who dare to speak up, well, the consequences have been far reaching. Yeah. So that's part of the story. hmm So I'm sorry about the strikes, and I know exactly what you're going through, but it's rather shocking to um, know. I mean, to really know that you make a post, you're getting ready to go live, and suddenly the scramble, boom, get ahead of you even going live in hopes that because they give you the 7 days that you will delete those videos. You have a choice. I've been in that same position where I have deleted videos because I didn't want to, because there were so many strikes at one time, um, that if I didn't, then my channel would be shut down. That's, yeah. So you can leave them up, you can fight them, or you just delete them. And they would have to. See, this is what they're hoping. This is what they're hoping. I'm going to speak in advance. This is what I think they're hoping, that you remove the videos. That way, Danielle doesn't have to file a CCB, file a lawsuit against Cups or file a CCB, file with the CCB, Copyright Complaint Board. That's what they're hoping, that you don't fight it. Because if you do and YouTube accepts the counter notification, well, then the videos stay up. And Danielle doesn't want to have to file another CCB. She's in the lawsuit with two different people. So is she going to file a CCB, filing under Danielle, or is she going to file under a pseudonym? What is she going to do? She's filed in California. Again, my case hasn't, I don't know what's going to happen. Yes, that's right, Cups. They would have to take you to court. And Danielle hasn't sued anyone long enough. She sued Maggie, and she admitted on a video recently that she did it for some kind of purpose and caught herself just in time to really not explain why she did what she did. So it was a tactic. She filed in California deliberately. She knew it wasn't going to last. She did it for a reason. I wonder what that reason was. So she's got her hands in a lot of things. So back to Cups, she'd have to file, if you decide to let the strike be placed, she'd have to file. If you fight it and you win, YouTube accepts your counter notification, she'd have to file a lawsuit with federal court, or she'd have to file with the Copyright Claims Board. So would Black Rabbit. So I'm thinking, could be wrong, this is just my thought, they're hoping that you just take the videos down. That's easier for them. That's why they offered it that way. My opinion. My opinion. Cub says, "Oh, I'm going to fight it now that I know this. Thank you." Keep in mind, that'll be 2 strikes. But if you fight it, you get, the counter notification, then you know, they can't shut your channel down while those are being processed if they accept them. Yeah. So, know strategically in the back of your mind, she'll be looking for another video to strike. So that's why I'm saying in advance, go through, make sure you don't have anything else, because that will be 2 strikes. She'll be looking to place a third. Both of them. Yes. Because she won't like the fact that you're fighting them. So don't give her anything else. And as long as they accept, that's good enough. Because if YouTube accepts it, she's betwixt and between. The strikes will be removed. Hmm. And she knows that. So she'd have to spend her $40, fill out a form to the Copyright Claims Board, and let's see what she'll do in this case. Because, well, it's already documented. In my case, it's, in court, how she, you know, used the CCB just as a paper trail. Hmm. And then she boasted about it, made a video, and well, now it's part of the case. Black Rabbit needs to spill the tea and get it over. I think I know something else. The reasons, maybe, and oh gosh, an alternative reason that she might. Mm, that she might be mad about a few things. It just be a hunch. Um, she better save her money in case Kimmy's judge rule makes a final ruling. Hmm. Yeah. You know, it's not me, Joanne. Says Joanne, they may have something on Black Rabbit, or Black Rabbit may have something on her. I asked a question. Black Rabbit seems to think that, not think, she says, Danielle will never be found. I said, how does she know? How does she know? She said a few things that raised my eyebrows to certain things. I think she knows more than she's letting on. Mhm. Joanne says Teddy Black Rabbit has already been doxxed. What does she have to lose? I don't know. What do you? But I mean, you're saying that, why? Maybe I need to go up. What would she be like, worried about? Or what do you know what? I'd have to go back up. I'm not talking about doxing. What do you mean? Let me go on. Uh, Spill the tea. Uh, she's gonna fall on her sword. She will never. Uh huh. She will fall on her sword first for Danielle. Hmm. See, there's a few that have pledged an allegiance to Danielle. She's one of them, in my opinion, because I won't tell you why or why I think that, but there's signs. I'll just say that. Hmm. There's breadcrumbs. I'll just say that. So I don't know. I do think she's closer, and she's not letting on. I think she knows more than she's letting on. my opinion. So I don't know. She might have something on her, or vice versa. I don't know. Rare Group says, I think she knows her. I think that might be plausible, but I don't know. You think she's afraid of the robot? Um, I know that they played good cop, bad cop during the 2021 because there's a video out. Well, it's not up there, but one of the videos I have of Black Rabbits where she basically warned people, you better speak up. I'm basically going easy on you, but you don't want to, you know, you don't want Danny to come after you. Y'all didn't know that. I have that video, Black Rabbit. Uh-huh. Yeah, it was kind of yeah, like she knows, Danny's gonna do this. So again, the both of them together, they were given so much power. Mhm. She'd come in and then Danny would, clean it up afterwards. So yeah. So if you crossed her, you crossed Danny Robertson. That's how it was then, and apparently that's how it is now. Yeah. It's just interesting that the two of them struck you together, at the same time. Yeah. She went to pre-law school. Yes, I think that's the case. I yeah, I don't think she was in law school, but yeah, pre-law. I think that's what was said. You don't think somebody's going to fall on their sword for? I think she'll fall on her sword if she knows her. hmm hmm John Doe knows her. John Doe knows Danielle, is what I'm saying. And Danielle knows John Doe. And Danielle said recently that John Doe is a man. Darn it. Um, but we don't know what we don't know. Okay. Lovewind says, my opinions are not the opinions of Miss Teddy. That's true. Oh, I'm sure she's leaning in on this one and listening. You send enough to the judge, don't you gonna send something else? Gosh, darn it. Hope you don't. That would just be such frivolous. Joanne says, tails busted, Black Rabbit. It's a wrap. Is that how that came out? Yeah. Oh, that was another thing. For who was it, Maria? I didn't say that. Black Rabbit was anonymous when she came. And she was doxxed too. Yeah. And I guess on some level, Danielle's going to make whoever did that pay for it for her friend. Yes. Although they both dox people and sometimes got it wrong. Okay, so Black Rabbit and Danielle docs Mika. Yeah, along with others, Danielle docs. But Mika, and now Mika's an Avenger. That means maybe somebody's got something on someone. It's just a thought. Yeah, you know, a lot of people can be intimidated, and people were intimidated and forced to give up documents and emails and all kinds of things. And then they were turned on and then turned back to. It's kind of like being in the witness. What does Tree say? The protection, witness protection. Yeah. So a number of Avengers have been doxxed, and but then they were brought into the fold after the doxing. I don't know how that works, but they were doxxed. Yeah. But now they're staunch Avengers. I wonder would they fall on the sword? I doubt it. There are a few that would, though, I think. I think it's because maybe they know something that the others don't. Again, I don't know. Fair use commentary. It's my opinion. Okay, so you can let's see. Joanne says, Peep game, the judge will rule a live video of who's who. Um, I've got to get to first base. I've got to get off, I can't do anything until that happens. Yeah. Uh, yes, the Avengers. Yeah. It's like they have the mark of the something. I'll just say the Zorro, the A has been marked on their heart. Some, the A has been marked on their forehead. I had to cut my mic. Okay. Oh, they can be vicious. They can be. Yes, they can. Okay, how do we get here? Um, it's 12:38. Uh, shouldn't we say good night? Tomorrow's Friday. No, it's Friday now. Anything else? I didn't play enough soul and pure jazz. They have the mark of the in their hearts. Yes, it is. This ruling you're waiting for, the big one, actually, you don't want an appeal later over a jurisdiction. No, I would like it. I'd like to move along, but that is an option. That is an option, but I'd like not to have to take that as an option. So, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. It's Turn Up Thursday. Where the music at? um, it's quiet right now. Hmm. Yeah. Say what? 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 Record it, remember it, write it down. We don't give. Yeah. What is this? She was doxxed after she doxed people. You talk about Black Rabbit? In one, Black Rabbit thought I had something to do with. Behind the scenes when we were talking, in our DM, she like, kind of hinted, shaded, like, no, I did not dox you, and I stand on that. Mm-mm, at all. I I wasn't trying to dox her. I was not at all. But she was doxxed. And however, was it Tails? So we'll say it was Tails, allegedly. So Tails and Tails, boy, how did she do? But anyway, Tails, yeah. Well, they did a lot to Tails. They did. And they crossed the line when they contacted her, when Trees contacted her grandmother. And then there were a lot more of things that went on after that October of 2021. And at that point, I was not down with it. Tells and I had a history before that. Hmm. Yeah. Tells, they created, I'm going to say they, and this is where the dirty 40 comes from. Okay. There were these impersonation pages created of Tales from the Cult. And one of the pages, Tales from the Cult, it was Tales from the Cult, but FR, the O was removed and M. Remember when Tales took these channels down after she learned? Well, the Dirty 40, I'll call them, was an elite group of people who shared information, you know, on this this platform that was this impersonation. When that one went down, there was another one. And I believe another one. But Tails got them finally removed. Mhm. The Dirty 40 also was before Danielle had opened up her Instagram, interestingly enough, there were 39 people. She make 40. Okay. And the Dirty 40, yeah, they'd share things about, you know, I guess whatever Danielle wanted to share, like pictures, information, jokes, whatever, you know. There were certain people. Hmm. That's why I call them the Dirty 40, because they did a lot of dirt behind the wall. And they were of one mind. Mhm. That's why I call them the Dirty 40. Do you have that on tape, Danielle? I know you do because you even put it. She told the judge I said something about the Dirty 40. Well, if I ever get a chance to explain it and show the receipts, but we haven't crossed that bridge yet. Um, but yeah, she was part of the Dirty 40. Hmm. Yeah, there were some interesting characters that were part of the Dirty 40. I'll just leave it at that. Surprises. But now it's open to everybody, and it's just, you can't tell who the Dirty 40 are unless you knew who they were before she opened it up. The four horsemen of the apocalypse. Yeah, yes, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Let's say it 3 times. She might appear. Black Rabbit, Danielle, Blaine. Does anyone know who the fourth one is? That was during the 2021. Okay. Who else was close? See if you weren't part of it, you don't know. Uh let's see. Sharon said, I've been in the sector 15 minutes and got blocked by the robot with no idea who she was. Well, that's probably because you were over here and she saw you over here. And if you're over here, you might hear some of the stories. She's going to say that they're conspiracies, but she knows I have the receipts. So that's all she can say. Because I wouldn't make stuff up. I don't know. I have too much to lose. No. Mm-mm. So I've got platter. Are we gonna run? Are we gonna run this? We're gonna run it to 1 a.m. It sounds like I'm up. I said it was smooth jazz and soul. If you listen to the beginning of my video, that's what it was supposed to be. I told everyone it was decompress. D was for decompress. All you have to do is just start talking about strikes, and I'm off to the races. That's it. It's very easy. Mhm. So you got blocked. You were blocked. You're blocked again, I'm going to guess, because you're over here. Yeah, she catches you Avengers. You've got to, mask up, mask on, mask off. Isn't that wax on, wax off? Something like that. Mhm. Yeah. And there are some people who play both sides. They're strategic too. Hmm. I've learned. Yeah, they're people that go both ways in this sector. And when I say both ways, I'm not talking about their sexuality. Sexuality. Yeah, they just straddle the fence. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kind of like some people that are Republicans and Democrats. They're liberals. They're strategic. Okay. Uh, Cups, what is this? Who is sitting around watching chats to see who is in there? Too much time on their hands. That's why they must have like plants because, when I go live on Station Head, suddenly there's, a couple of what I call suspects. Yeah. Yeah. So they can either report back or it could be them. I don't know. I know they're watching now, listening. Watching, could not be, could simply mean they've got their eyes on this. Yeah. So you stopped going over 3 years ago? Hmm. Um, strategic on these. Yeah. Yes. And remember when I did the report on that or the video? How she had access to a website? There there might be information. Again, I haven't watched it, that she's sharing with her audience that most likely others don't have privy to. Court records. Somehow I think she has a backdoor key, some kind of, you know, master key where she can just get into things. I don't know, different levels. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Um, you're just chilling. Smooth voice. Okay. Except I've for some reason I feel like I'm going to bust out in laughter. Maybe I don't know why. I'm looking at all of these like faces. That's what it is. The little smiling faces in your comment. It's not me says it's amazing how these overgrown women and men be so willing to follow someone who won't share anything about herself or himself. I don't know, has built her following on taking down content creators. Yeah. It's mind blowing. Yes. I wonder, there was probably a flurry of petitions or something that went to YouTube to take down Dana because YouTube would have had to be notified, right? I think. Yeah. And of course, he can't do anything. He's locked up. So it's, you know, right. Unbelievable. Really. Because it was just a couple of weeks ago. I can't even remember. When I say a couple of weeks ago, not too long ago, wasn't he in New York covering the trial? Diddy trial or something? Yeah. And now, wow. Hmm. Seem like you guys want to stay up. I said until 1. Then we got cut it off. Anything else? Oh, I haven't checked email. Let me play some smooth jazz and I will check email. All right, so you saw me put up the big bear hug goes out to each and every one of the grizzlies and the honey bears. But now it's time to say goodnight. It's almost 1 a.m. Yeah, yeah. So I appreciate all of you who stopped by. I didn't know it was going to end up like this, but well. D for did we say too much? I don't know, but we said what we did, and it's time to say good night. Yeah. So please hit the like on your way out and join me sometime tomorrow. It will be, well, it's today. Yeah. Duckery Friday. That's it. That's all. Email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Until next time, have a peaceful night's sleep.
I'ma get blue, blue, blue. No, 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 baby. No, 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 baby. No, 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 baby. You won't know what did wrong